Oh man, it is here. Week 1, everybody. How excited are we, Slayton?
Oh man, I am so ready. Just the teasers all week had me all tore up. I was just ready for a full slate of games, and here we are, man. We're about an hour away. I got red zone music playing in the background. We're ready to go.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So excited. Man, we got a this is something that we've been excited about for a good while now since we started this about getting everybody ready for their week 1 roster starts and sits. Something that we feel really passionate about because the three of us, you, Mick, and myself, we just want to help everybody win championships. The three of us, we feel like we're okay at fantasy football. We feel like we got a little bit of knowledge and we want to spread that knowledge. And this is one of the outlets that I think is going to be really, really great for us to be able to do that, to help everybody with their start, sit, or roster questions. Especially, like, hey, this last minute person is not going to be in the starting lineup. Like one today, Chris Rodriguez is a healthy scratch. So what does that mean after they just sent Brian Robinson out of town? Man, that means fire up Austin Eckler and fire up Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt. That's what that means. So old Bill, that's what everybody's been wanting. So, but no problem, no big deal. It's it is what it is. We just adjust and move on. So if you had Chris Rodriguez, this is not really a good sign. In the past, this hasn't been a good sign for healthy scratch players. It just means that they're not involved in that offense. They're literally just a backup role is all they are, which is fine. I mean, we all need backups and everything like that. Who are some of your players today that you're seeing that you think could make an immediate impact that we're seeing as far as like last minute decisions, game time decisions?
Well, I've been watching a little bit of injury podcasts and that type of stuff this morning, just kind of get me acclimated with where we're at and who's going where and what's doing what. So I am seeing that Christian McCaffrey's good to go. He is healthy. He's ready to go. That the whole injury thing was precautionary and all this other stuff. Well, I guess we're going to see. And I know if you guys drafted him, you're going to have to start him up and you're going to have to start him with full confidence. So good news is that, yes, he is showing that he's good to go. So definitely somebody that you want to put in your lineup.
Yeah, for sure. And there was some injuries like, so with the Christian McCaffrey, do we think like he's full go, or do you think that they're going to feature a little bit of Isaac Garindo and a little bit of Brian Robinson Jr.?
I mean, if they were smart, they would. But they've shown time and time again that if Christian McCaffrey's on the field, they're going to just slam it down everybody's throat with him. So, I mean, as much as I would like to believe the narrative that, yeah, they're going to get more people involved, they haven't shown me anything different. So until I see it, I'm starting him with full confidence, and if the injury happens, it happens. But we all know what the situation was beforehand, drafting him. So if you have any shares, you just got to buckle up and hold on tight, man.
Yeah, Christian McCaffrey is going to be a questionable one this year, especially because he's given us so many cause for concern to kind of press the pause button on him. A lot of people hesitated drafting him. I mean, he was falling to the second round in a lot of drafts, like the end of that first round, beginning of that second round. So let's not say like the end of the second round. That's nothing crazy like that. But he did fall, especially since this is someone who in the previous life was the first overall draft pick for fantasy football leagues.
Without
especially if you're in a PPR league, man. So, um, so Jax D says, "Let's go week one." I feel you, man. We are all so excited, all so excited. So if you're tuning in, obviously you're seeing us here on YouTube. We're also over there on TikTok live at Kingmaker Sports. It's the same across all platforms at Kingmaker Sports. TikTok and YouTube is where you'll primarily find us. We will get the Twitter going or the X going at some point. I've got to pay for the premium subscription on that. So I'll pay for that out of my pocket. It won't let me go live on there without a premium. So for now, you have to find us here on YouTube at Kingmaker Sports, and then also over on the TikTok for Kingmaker Sports, which is at Kingmaker Sports. So we'll be doing this every Sunday morning, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, helping you get ready for your start sit questions. So if you have any questions at all, send us in on whether it be on TikTok Live, whether it be on YouTube. But let's look at some players here that have some game time decisions. Have you seen any important ones that are game time decisions?
I think they're trying to say Jaden Reed is, but I want nothing to do with that situation right now. I'm trying to think who else that I saw this morning.
Well, I saw that, which is no surprise. We got Chris Godwin and Darnell Mooney. They're out for week one. So, I mean, fire up Emeka Egbuka. Fire up Drake London, which everybody was firing up Drake London to begin with. So it wasn't, it's not like people were holding their horses on that. But yeah, so Godwin is going to be out. Darnell Mooney is going to be out. So I don't think there's really a big surprise there. And man, so what happened to Xavier Worthy on Friday?
Brother, dude, first play of the game, like he comes out there on a crossing route and 100% dislocated his shoulder. It was confirmed this morning. I watched a little bit more into it today, and one of the fantasy doctors that I watched, Jesse Morris, that guy is phenomenal. And I've been watching him for a couple of years now, but he was going into it, and he thinks it's a lot more of maybe a labrum tear or maybe even a clavicle fracture. He's really worried that the fact that they're still doing testing after they already know, like, yeah, it was a dislocation. Like, even from the footage from the game, you can see the trainer, like, working his socket back or his ball back into the socket going into the locker room.
Yeah.
But, yeah, whenever that happens, there's a lot of force that came in with that. So putting it back in, one, is a problem. And then two, like, it's going to be a problem that lingers. And it could go one of two ways to where, like, everybody was praying for maybe a stinger, but whenever it's a full dislocation like that, it's an issue. So he's definitely going to be missing some time. And, like, I don't even know who or what even gets the opportunity in that offense. I don't know if they're going to dust off Royals and try to bring him in, but I can tell you, I guess Hollywood looked all right.
Yeah.
Juju looked mediocre at best, and Kelsey was dropping passes too. So, like, I mean, I guess Travis Kelsey is going to be the biggest beneficiary of this, is just because he's the over the middle guy, and he'll get a lot of that work until I guess Rice comes back. I don't know, but I'm hoping that this is probably going to be a 3 to 4 week turn, maybe even more on Worthy. I hope that I'm wrong, but that's kind of what it's looking like.
Yeah, that was a big letdown for everybody. I mean, I guess you're not missing anything if you went in. If you have Rashee Rice, it's not like Worthy went ahead and grabbed everything. With that little injury. But I mean, we hope that he comes back. I've got a couple Worthy shares, so this is going to be pretty interesting to see how that's going to work out with the Chiefs. I think they're really going to have to focus on Travis Kelsey, but I think this is really going to help Brashard Smith, though, the rookie running back they have, or is it Braden Smith, something like that, because he's really good catching the football. Isaiah Pacheco's good, but he's not great when it comes to stuff like that.
They're trying out there like it was his business. So I don't know. I think Hunt might see an uptick too.
Yeah, we can't forget about the greatness it was Kareem Hunt at one point. Um, Real quick, Jameson Williams agreed to a 3-year, $83 million extension. So that's pretty good. That shows he's going to be there long term. So they're kind of doing the same thing with the Bengals. They're locking down their two good receivers. Amon Ra's coming up on a big contract as well. So go ahead and get Jameson Williams, which we know as dynasty owners, it took a little bit for Jameson Williams to actually kind of come to fruition after his rookie year. Travis Hunter, the Jaguars are saying they'll be using him in an every down wide receiver role.
That is dread,
And
dude. What is that about?
what is what?
Cut his dreads off.
I don't know. Maybe the new wife. I don't know. Maybe the helmet wasn't feeling good. I don't know what that's all about. That is pretty interesting about that. Like these sudden changes, like especially right before the season starts, wanting to cut your dreads off. That was very interesting. Um, but as far as Travis Hunter, I think if you're not using Travis Hunter as a wide receiver one, then I think you're okay.
Yeah.
I do believe in Trevor Lawrence as a passer, right? Brian Thomas Jr. is the guy. He's the number one in Jacksonville. Okay, so let's not get it twisted there. Travis Hunter is going to be a complimentary wide receiver, but I think he's still going to be valuable, just not extremely valuable. Like Brian Thomas Jr. is going to get to play. So if I am a Travis Hunter owner, I'm I'm maybe flexing him. If I definitely think it's going to be a high scoring game, because the Jaguars defense is not good. So you're gonna have to use those players in those kind of like both defenses are kind of crappy, so they're just gonna be passing the ball real a lot. Like it's the Jaguars defense ain't good, and we saw this with Jameis Winston back when he had his big year. Well, he had a lot of big interceptions too, but with his big year, that defense wasn't that great. So this could be good if the Jaguars are down or are trailing a lot in games, which they probably are gonna be. So this could be good to fire up Travis Hunter as like a flex. And if he has a couple big games, then like trade him for something. Well, if you're in dynasty, trade him for a pick. If you're in redraft, trade him for a position of need. Definitely try and use that. But Brown. So looks like Quinshon Judkins got his fully guaranteed rookie contract,
Oh,
but he's not going to play week one.
right.
But which, yeah, I mean he doesn't know the offense.
Yeah.
The best he knows is what he off the iPad or the playbook. Well, so I'm old enough we had playbooks, but the iPad and stuff. But that's good if you went ahead and took a flyer on Judkins late in your drafts, or if you got him super cheap in Dynasty after all the stuff happened with in your rookie drafts with all his accusations or whatever like that. But I think this could be good. Like hold on to Judkins and let's see what he can do. And if he does pick up the offense and it works out pretty well, then boom, you've got a RB1 or a high end RB2. I think it's going to be a high end RB2. I'm going to hold off on the whole RB1 stuff because he did miss all of training camp.
Yeah.
So that hurts, man.
For sure. And like I haven't seen him like on tape or anything yet. So like I haven't heard any whispers yet or anything like that, but I'm hoping that he comes in shape and he's not, a fucking pudgy bastard and trying to fight that and fight, not being with offense the entire offseason. So I'm interested to see where that goes.
Yeah, dude, how about that big game from Quentin Johnston? Like what?
Yeah.
Everybody was sleeping on QJ, man.
ECU receivers, he must have heard me. But I think they kind of showed what they were wanting to do, and he was more of an added piece to it. But I'm excited. I'm excited to kind of see that offense. The Chargers looked phenomenal. I really like that offense this year, and I think that that's going to be a lot of contributors there and a lot of fantasy relevant people. to play with. So I'm excited. Ladd looked really good on tape. Keenan Allen looked good on tape. You know, that whole offense, even QJ, he looked great. Hampton looked pretty damn good for a starting running back, you know. So I'm definitely interested to see where this all goes with that offense. And they look like they could be a potential juggernaut this year.
Yeah, I don't.
Other than that
They,
defense, God awful. I don't know who that safety, but he was just horrible.
yeah, the Chargers are. So what's crazy though that I think is the Chargers with Keenan Allen specifically. Keenan Allen wasn't like just like bad.
No,
They didn't let him go because he was bad. It's just because he's getting up there in age, and they wanted to bring in some younger talent and stuff like that. But the great thing is he already knows the offense. He has the rapport with Justin Herbert, and he's fresh because he didn't have to go through the rigors of training camp. He's good, man. He got that just like the back couple of weeks of training camp, and he's good. So I don't hate Keenan Allen, man. I don't hate this, especially with you got Ladd McConkey, Trey Harris could develop, and then Quentin Johnson is actually catching footballs.
shit out of Keenan Allen in best ball.
Hey, that's gonna work. Looks like it's gonna work out for you.
Well, hell yeah. Like that's one of my favorite strategies in best ball every year is to go out there and draft some like really older players that people like that they're kind of in a free agency limbo type deal, like a Keenan Allen, or last year was Kareem Hunt, and I was getting him for free. You know what I'm saying? Getting him for absolutely nothing, to where like 15th round, 16th round, and I'm busting points for the rest of the season because nobody wants to touch him because of the free agency stuff. So I'm really excited for that. Another guy that I'm really excited to see this year, speaking of old dudes, is Adam Thielen going back over to the Vikings, especially this week. I think he's going to be a great start him up. All the vibes I've been seeing from all the videos and everybody around him is just super excited to see him and to see him be implemented back into this offense. And it's just kind of a super cool thing to see him coming home, like the videos with his family. So, like, I think Adam Thielen's going to thrive for the rest of this upcoming thing while Addison's out. I think he's going to be a great start for your fantasy teams in a flex position, maybe even a wide receiver 3, wide receiver 2. But yeah, that would be somebody that I'd be looking out for this week.
Yeah, for sure. So let's see here. So no surprises. We got man, what are we thinking with the whole Texans backfield here? Because Woody Marks, man, is looking more and more upside to me.
I want nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
I mean, right now, in the starting the season, if you absolutely have to start one of them, it would be Nick Chubb, just because he's the older veteran. He has a little bit more time in the league. He kind of understands the ways of the land, I would say. But I would say, like, later in the season, I think Woody Marks could really make his mark. No pun intended.
Yeah, Woody Marks is definitely a stash for me. I think he's going to be. I think he's going to take over later on because Woody Marks has really good hands. Look, Nick Chubb is not horrible, but the problem with Nick Chubb is going to be his longevity throughout the season. Like, could he? He's going to get a lot of touches early. Let's just be real about it. He's going to get a lot of touches early,
Oh, yeah.
but we got to look at it's a season long game. It's not just week one. Now, if you're in like playing DraftKings, whatever, like you're weekly, like fine, that's cool. But for all you seasonal guys and girls out there, that's what we gotta be looking at. Like, do we want to move off of Nick Chubb if he has a couple big games and then somebody else has a bad game? How do we want to try and capitalize on those big name players with someone like a Nick Chubb who's going to come out and get like 15 points for the first 2 weeks? Because Joe Mixon will come back at some point.
Works out with Nick Chubb, because I've seen him have a lot more success when there's somebody else in that backfield to take touches. Whenever he's been the guy, when he has to be the guy, that's when he gets injured, and that's when there's all these problems that arise. and like all of this maintenance, having to stay up, like having to stay upright and all that. So with Woody Marks being there to be kind of the face, like I think it might be a little bit more fruitful for both of them. So it just kind of just depends on how it's all worked. But I guess this first part of the season is really going to show us kind of what is entailed. Realistically, I would say if Woody Marks starts seeing some more snaps increasing a lot more over the next couple weeks, that he would be a for sure buy transition into making him kind of a lead back or someone that kind of takes the show over.
Yeah. Looking at these updates here, these last from the teams. We'll know a little bit more here in about 9 minutes. They'll be putting out more of our active inactives. That's going to give us a bigger tell of what's going to be happening. So Raheem Mostert, he's gone. He's not playing week 1. So looks like you can fire up Ashton Jeanty. But the only problem is one, look, you took Ashton Jeanty in the first round probably. And then with Ashton Jeanty, his offensive line is just horrible. It's not so Ashton Jeanty is going to have to do everything on his own. Everything on his own. I don't know how this is going to go. If the Raiders get down, how's that going to work? And they're playing the Patriots, who have a decent defense. So I don't know how this is going to go for Ashton Jeanty, man. With Mostert out, it's good. So it's just basically just Zamir and Jeanty.
Well, it depends if they throw him the ball. Like if they're going to throw him some screens and shit like that, I think that he might have a little bit more success where he's getting open out in space and that type of stuff. But it's on really how they're wanting to work him, or if they're going to get down early and then they're going to have to, just chuck the ball 100 times. It just one of those things that I'm interested, and I'm hoping that they worked out a lot of these kinks in the preseason. But, yeah, I'm a little bit skeptical about that line for sure.
Yeah, from what I saw, like in the preseason, I was a little nervous, and I'm still a little nervous about Ashton Jeanty. But the problem is you got Brock Bowers there, who's gonna eat a lot of those short and intermediate targets. So that's not really great for Jeanty. I don't know, man. So we see Tyler Goodson, who was for the Colts, who was listed as the RB2 for them. He's inactive. So DJ Giddens is looking really sexy right now. Darnell Mooney being out. So obviously we talked about Drake London, but does this help Kyle Pitts in any way? Do you think Kyle Pitts is going to be to see a lot of these targets?
I guess we're going to find out, for sure, because all off season, that's been kind of the whole tune is that, we're going to get Pitts more involved. We're going to get Pitts more involved and da-da-da-da. And there's been a lot of speculation on, like, if he doesn't come out and look good, that they're going to probably trade him off, that type of stuff. So,
yeah.
I'm interested. I know Penix really likes Pitts from what he stated. So I think that he'll be a beneficiary of that, or they might just rely completely on Bijan. So it just kind of – it's a mixed bag, but I'm willing to take a shot and flex him or start him as a tight end if you need.
Yeah.
Depending on how deep your league is, if you're in a 10 team, I wouldn't recommend it, because I probably have better options out there. But if it's a 12 or 14 team, yeah, I wouldn't have any issue firing them up at all.
Yeah. Hey, send me your TikTok stuff so I can get you over here on TikTok as well. I'm trying to get you on here. That way we can do YouTube and TikTok at the same time. Because I'm just realizing our viewers on TikTok, they can't hear what you're saying.
What? Let me see if I can get it there.
Because I'm trying to share it to you on TikTok, but I don't have your TikTok information. It just keeps letting me invite to other creators. It's not letting me invite to individuals.
I don't know.
See, that just says creators. Okay, I guess there's the other live people that are live as well. Settings, allow viewers to suggest creators.
Like, I don't even
Do what?
on TikTok account set up.
Oh, are you on your phone right now?
Yeah.
Oh, that's probably why. Okay, I got YouTube going on the laptop, and I got my phone over here on the side.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay, that's the problem then. Okay. All right. So that'll help whenever you get the laptop set up. We can run both
Yeah, I'm
because there's
actually
supposed
gonna
to
get.
be a way on my computer here where I should be able to do. Let me pull up TikTok on my computer. I don't know if I can share my screen though. I don't know how that works. Live profile. Yeah, see it. See it shows I'm live here. Okay, live. Pull that up. All right, let me see if I can pull it up. Maybe I can share my screen. Anyways, uh, yeah, Shador Sanders officially inactive for Week 1, so we won't see Mr. Shador Sanders.
Yeah.
So I guess it's just going to be the Joe Flacco show and Dylan Gabriel. I'm assuming.
For fantasy purposes, I think that's probably your best bet. I think Joe Flacco's a better game manager. He's going to be better with placement right out of the gate until Shador gets more acclimated with that system. But then again, I don't know if they're even going to look his way. So it just kind of it's a messy situation over there for all of that, I would say.
Yeah, man. So for our dynasty people out there, it looks like there's a report saying Jackson Dart could debut Week 1 with design packages. So does this speak more on their lack of belief in Russell Wilson, or does this speak more on the talent of Jackson Dart?
I think Jackson Dart does things, some things very well that Russell doesn't. You
Yeah.
know, his run game, he's got a lot of tenacity with how he does a lot of his play making and that type of stuff. So I'm really excited to see this, and I think that they're going to start easing him in regardless, just because the team absolutely loves him. It seems like everybody's on board. He is kind of that guy that is going to take over the reins eventually.
Yeah.
I think, there'll be a lot of running packages for him to kind of dip his feet in the water and some gadget play type stuff. But I don't think this is a knock on Russell Wilson by any means. I think
Okay.
the strengths, and I think this will be kind of a change of pace, if you will.
Yeah, I think you're right on that. Let's see if we got any updates here. Looks like Big Will Campbell. He is going to be active, so that's good for their offensive line. They needed him. That doesn't really affect us at all. Let's
30
see what
news.
else we got. Huh?
30 news on Naylor, Jordan Naylor.
Let's see here.
Because if he's not playing, I would be in full confidence to be firing Adam Thielen in a flex without a doubt.
It says he's good to go for Monday night.
Interesting.
So, I mean, with Jordan Addison out, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's going to be him and Adam Thielen that are going to battle for the rest of those touches. So I'm excited to kind of see where that goes because Adam Thielen's no slouch. Even though he's old, like he's still a really good receiver, and he does a lot of that slot work very, very well. So I'm excited to see what they do with that offense while Addison's awry or away.
Yeah. So just getting an alert says report is Nick Chubb is expected to serve as the bell cow for week 1. So does this change us at all with them saying bell cow?
I mean, I see him in the same light as Jerome Ford, as like a lot of these guys, they're going to be the starting running backs out of the season. And I'll be honest with you, I drafted a lot of these guys because I know that I'll get some serviceable points and those much needed wins in the beginning of the season when all of my players are healthy. So whenever I'm dealing with bye week hell, I still have some meat on the potato or the meat on the bone there, you know?
Yeah.
So like I think those guys are going to be, some bell cow running backs right out of the rip these first couple weeks, and then the rookies will, eventually take over and get into those roles. But until they are fully capable to know that offense and to be efficient, I think they're going to lean on those heavy veterans for a while. Speaking about veterans, man, did Javonte Williams look good or what?
Javonte Williams did look very good. I was surprised. I didn't expect that, man. I did not expect that.
So high on him all off season just because the timeline for an injury like what he received is normally you want to be a full year removed and some. And he came back way too early. He looked like shit regardless. Like I know that he looked horrible.
Yeah.
But he's a full year removed off of that. He had a full off season with a offense that has shown that they want to run the ball. They will feed that running back. And like I'm just so excited to see what he can do with that role there because he's been very vocal all offseason that he's 100%. He's ready to show himself again. So
yeah,
all these shares pay dividends.
Yeah, it's definitely going to work out pretty well there, I think. With
I was a little bit
with him.
That Jaden Blue got a healthy scratch and they started Miles Sanders, even though Miles Sanders been hurt all fucking off season too. And I'm like, what? And then the guy goes out there and runs a fat run, looked good, and then fumbled the next play. You're like, fantastic, thanks, buddy. In the next 4 weeks, like I would say that he's probably deep in the doghouse now for that fumble.
Yeah, it's not gonna look great. You definitely don't want to do that, especially week 1, dude. You don't want to go out there and do that.
But hey,
that's not good.
Dude, that was a killer game. For what it was, like I was very happy with how that turned out because I thought it was going to just be an onslaught. Like I thought that Philly was going to run away with it, and it was just not even going to be close. CeeDee Lamb looked horrible.
Yeah, if you'd have held onto the ball.
Yeah, and I'm like, this is crazy, dude. Like, what? And like Shannon Sharp, I watched a whole lot of Shannon Sharp after the game, and he was just dogging him. Like you and JB, Coach JB's out here talking like you can't even wear 88 no more. You should take that number from him. I'm like, oh my God. Just absolutely turmoil right out of the rip.
Oh yeah. You can always count on Coach JB to tell him everything that he's thinking. He does not hold back. Coach JB does not care about your feelings at all.
Oh, he's been absolutely killing me lately. I've been watching a lot of his stuff, especially just like talking trash on Caleb Williams and like, all these other people and like the fat lineman from the Bucks. He was going in on him. And I was like, oh my gosh, man.
Oh yeah. Oh, that guy. Oh man. How do you do that, dude? Like how in the world?
Well, you have a gift to make millions of dollars and you want to squander it because you can't.
Right.
That's crazy.
Bro, put the cheeseburger down.
But no, man, like this is going to be such a fun season just from all the craziness that's been ensuing already. And like, I'm so ready. I'm happy football's back, man.
Yes. Well, and we are 25 minutes away from week one kicking off. We're not going to really count the Thursday game because we all know it all roads lead to Sunday.
Yep.
But I think I'm excited to see some of these new faces. So we got. I'm looking at. They got they got David and Joku as like their sixth ranked tight end. Oh, excuse me. This week. I don't
Yeah.
know what are we thinking are some guys that people are really hyped about that we don't think are going to do well.
Oh man. Let me dig into this here a little bit.
Put you on the spot. I know. So everybody out there watching, we did not plan. We did not like script this. We didn't talk about what we were going to do. So this is all just off the cuff right here.
Um, AJ Brown.
Oh, that's yeah.
Good Lord, dude. Good Lord. Um, let me dig into this a little bit more. Jerry Judy, I don't think he's gonna have a fantastic week, but I mean, we'll see. I do think that Njoku is going to look really good this week, especially against that defense that Cincinnati has. That is one that I do agree with. But I did see a lot of hype on your boy Tyler Warren today too.
Yes, sir. You did.
So I'm kind of interested to see what he does today as well. Um, I know that that Bills and the Ravens game, that's going to be such a hard one to call, man. It could either be just an absolute barn burner where they could just both forget how to play defense, or it could be absolute defensive battle. And like I don't know what to think on that side. Garrett
Yeah.
Wilson, I am
Ooh.
scared of Garrett Wilson through and through. That's just been
Is it Garrett Wilson we're afraid of, or is it just the Jets offense in the past that we're afraid of?
oh,
Yeah.
like I really don't want anything to do with that offense if I'm being completely transparent. It's just more
Yeah.
man. I would be really excited about James Conner and Kamara. Those two guys, the defense for the Cardinals and the defense for the Saints, both are not good. So I'd be firing them up, starting them with no hesitation. Same with Bucky Irving and Bijan. I don't think either of those teams have excellent defenses by any means. Um, I think DK might have a rough day today.
Yeah.
Sauce, that's going to be a interesting matchup there in its own self. So I'm definitely interested to see what goes on there. Um, I definitely am interested in starting Tet today. Tet McMillan would be one of my kind of lean on wide receivers, especially since Coker, Thielen's gone. Like you have JT Sanders and whom there? Like nobody. So Tet McMillan would be one that I'm definitely interested in firing up today. Let me see here.
With it, and they got Renfro back in there too. So the Panthers passing attack doesn't look horrible like on the surface, but I don't think Renfro's bad, dude. Like Renfro's what Lad McConkey became, I think,
Yeah.
because he was awesome in Vegas.
Um, yeah, I'm not super in love with Jacoby Myers this week. I think he's going to have a rough day with the Patriots defense. I think that's going to be kind of an ugly game in its own self there. Let me see here.
What's going on here? I'm trying to set this thing up here, share our screen over on TikTok, but
That
it's being a little difficult.
was a real sketchy start for me today because that Broncos defense is no joke at all.
No, Broncos are good. They're not gonna have a problem with that, man.
Any of your Titans pass catchers, I would be even shaky on Tony Pollard as well. Um, so that's going to be interesting there in its own self. 49ers, Seahawks. I think that's going to be a pretty good game, regardless of like it's two kind of scary looking teams in its own self. Like they're a little sketchy, and it's Concrete Connor for sure. Sure.
And then he's got JSN. How are we
Yeah,
feeling JSN with Sam Darnold new in town, and you got you got freaking what's their tight end they just got? Is it
Arroyo.
Kid? Oh yeah, yeah. I really liked him coming out. I thought he was really. I think he is going to be really good, but he's more of a dynasty, I think. But how do we think about JSN, dude?
I feel pretty comfortable with JSN right now. I think that Darnold has shown that he's great in the first 14 weeks, and then after that, he's just a fucking bum. So
Ooh,
I
okay.
think we'll do pretty well, right out of the gate here. And I don't think that the 49ers are going to be a team that you can't throw on whatsoever.
Yeah.
Now, on the flip side, I would be all in on Kittle today. Kittle's going to smash.
Okay.
And then Juwan Jennings, I'm interested to see what he is, what he looks like after his little holdout deal. He got paid. They say that he's supposedly on the field today, so
Yeah.
interested in that and what that does for old Pretty Ricky.
Pretty Ricky.
Yeah,
Nice.
Ricky, dude, because if he does come out and look good, I mean, Pretty Ricky's been hyped up pretty well this offseason with all this disarray that's been going on with Ayuk being out and then Juwan Jennings being kind of a holdout situation. But he got put in, so he got paid. Well, I mean incentive money, I guess, but I don't know what that makes a fucking difference.
I
But
don't know either.
uh, they're saying from the practice clips that he looks phenomenal and all this other stuff. I don't know if I believe it yet, but I guess today will be a true sign. Let us know what they really intend on doing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be kind of neat. Um, so what do you think is going this early slate of games here? Okay, looking at the early slate of games, who do we think is going to be like the big matchup to watch?
Big matchup to watch, I would say probably Buccaneers Falcons or the Giants Commanders. I think is going to be a really fun game for what it is.
Yeah, because we got the early slate. So look at the early slate. We got Tampa Bay and Atlanta. We got Cincinnati and Cleveland, Miami and Indianapolis, Las Vegas and New England. We got Arizona, New Orleans, Pittsburgh against the Jets, and the Giants versus the Commanders, and then Carolina versus Jacksonville. So like, I don't know which one of these games we think is gonna have the most fantasy points out of it.
Bucks Falcons.
Bucks Falcons. I
Bucks
mean,
Falcons.
in dome too, so that's kind of nice.
Yeah, I just think that both of those teams are gonna, just go balls out this first. Got a lot of weapons on all sides of the ball. I think it's just a fun matchup and
Yeah.
a matchup to start your season off with. Um, I I think the Bengals are going to probably score quite a few points today too. I think they're going to air that shit out today. But I did see a little bit of a report that when Denzel Ward's on the field, that Chase has not looked good. So we'll see if there's any truth behind that. But the Commanders and Giants game, I think that's going to be a fun game to watch too. Um, just a rivalry game out of the gate. There's a lot of new players, new faces in town on both teams, so I think there's a lot of stuff there. And
Yeah.
I'm interested in watching the Panthers Jaguars game. I really want to see how Liam Cohen um, puts that offense together there, and if it is a uh, full blown like juggernaut, if you will.
Yeah.
But defenses there are mediocre at best, so I think that should be a high scoring game, which I hope. But yeah, that would be. I'm most interested in watching the Buccaneers Falcons game. I think
Yeah.
that's have the most of the fruit of what we're looking for, and most of the
Yeah.
players that we drafted in the first 2-3 rounds, a lot of those guys are there. So
Yeah. No, I agree. That's going to be a lot. Like from that game, I'm really interested to see how they use Igbuka with
yeah,
Godwin being out. And then as far as like Miami and Indianapolis, I think that for both teams, it's going to come down to the quarterbacks. You got Daniel Jones on one side, and you got Tua on the other. So, what is Daniel Jones? Are we going to see a new Daniel Jones, or just same old Daniel Jones that we had one good week of, and then we hated after that? Um, with the Saints, what is this Saints offense going to look like, dude? Saints with Kellen Moore now. Like I like Kellen Moore,
same deal.
but
Ave as Garrett Wilson. Like I just, it pains me, and like I don't know, like I didn't take any shares of both of those guys just because I don't want to watch that shit show of an offense operate every week and have
yeah,
for that, dude. That just seems like a horrible time in its own self. Like, oh man, like just yeah. That's why I like investing in teams that have high-powered offense, good quarterbacks, people that we know are going to show out every week.
yeah.
So I'm very skeptical of that Saints offense. I'm very skeptical of the Jets offense, and it's going to be an interesting season with all of that.
Yeah, I agree. It's definitely gonna be one to watch. So Austin Eckler,
Ah,
do we really think that Austin is the guy, or do we think that Little Bill is gonna cut into it?
Austin Eckler is going to be exactly who he was last season. He's not the guy there.
No.
He's a guy there, and he is a guy that does his pass catching work and gets a lot of PPR points, scores a little bit of touchdowns here and there, and does his thing.
Yeah.
Investing my life savings on him by any means, but I think it's going to be a split backfield like he was with Brian Robinson, like it is with Bill. I think that will be kind of a tandem, if you will, and it's going to operate in tandem like he did with Brian Robinson.
Yeah. Man, are we thinking that like Patrick Mahomes can get back to being Patrick Mahomes, or do we think this is who he is in fantasy football? Because we know like Mahomes is really good as far as a real life quarterback, but us on this show we're only focusing on fantasy football. So what are we thinking about Patrick Mahomes? Are we pumping the brakes on him? Because I know some people still kind of believe in him.
Right now, dude. Like, hey, I'm in full blown panic mode if I have Pat Mahomes. Like, I'm being so serious right now, and it's no knock on him at all. It's just the talent that's around him. Because, like, everybody is hurt or suspended or aging or, like a TikTok star or, like just whatever. They're all not it's kind of like a variety of just like, hey, you're somebody that I can sign for $1 million, $2 million a year. Let me throw you out,
Yeah.
see if you stick. Oh,
Yeah.
hey, let's throw MVS out there, like stupid receivers like that you're paying money to that do nothing
Yeah.
quarterback, and you're hoping that since I paid this man so much that he's going to be able to be this rock star that can make all these guys look good.
Yeah. We got a question: Bucky or Connor? So I'm assuming Bucky Irvin or James Connor.
Ooh,
Where are
ooh,
you on that? That's a good one actually.
ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh man. And Bucky, the both away.
So what I tend to do on stuff like that, where I'm like, oh, it's kind of close. I look at the matchup.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at right now.
Yeah, you got James Conner facing the New Orleans defense,
Yeah.
but still, like, I don't think even being at New Orleans is going to make a difference for me. Because I think Saints fans are kind of realistic. They know what they have there. So I don't think the crowd is going to be too invested as
I
far as getting loud and all that stuff.
put one in your flex, buddy.
Yeah, yeah, they're definitely a flex.
I don't know what.
I think week one. So week one, I'm definitely gonna go. I'm gonna go James Conner on this because I don't believe in the Saints defense at all. Now you can be mad at me, but I'm gonna go 100% James Conner right here. Um, Bucky's really good, but if this comes down to who I'm putting in my flex position, I'm gonna go James Conner on this. So thank you for the question. So looking at, we got Darren Waller inactive, Jalen Wright inactive for the Dolphins. So this is like really this is really crazy here. Just trying to figure out which. There we go. What happened to you, bro?
I don't know. Like it just froze up, and then all of a sudden it wouldn't let my mic or my video work, and I was like, okay.
That's funny.
I was like, what the heck?
Yeah.
But yeah, no. I honest to God, I'd fire up them both. I don't know who you have in your flex spot there, special guest, but yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah, that's gonna be a questionable one there. That's a close one though. I think that's a really good question.
In a
So,
vacuum, I mean, I would probably lean more Bucky, just because I think he gets more receptions as well in that offense. To where like if you're running a PPR, I think he's going to be more of that type of guy. Um, and I think Rashad White is banged up a little bit or coming off an injury, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, I don't really pay attention to Rashad White anymore. It's the Bucky show for me. Are you there? Your audio's cutting out. Yeah, I can't hear you. That's all right. We'll get you fixed up, bro. No worries, no worries. So we're coming down to the wire here. We got 7 minutes till kickoff. So get those last questions in. What are we debating here? Do we have any people that we're on the fence about still? Because these later round picks that maybe you have to force them into your lineup week one. Hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully everybody that you drafted in week one, that you draft them to be your starter, is going to be your starter. So let's wish good things. No injuries. All right, we don't want any injuries on anybody. But looking at some of this stuff, it looks like Jaden Reed is expected to play for the Packers, so that's good. We're not thinking that this is going to take away from Matthew Golden at all. Jaden Reed is that utility knife. They can use him everywhere. Kind of like a Debo Samuel light, if you will. So it hopefully Jaden Reed's not somebody that you have to put in your lineup if
Yeah,
you're in a redraft, but he's available. He will be there week one.
I'd be very skeptical on that. But I mean, Grant, it should be a fun matchup though between the Lions and the Green Bay Packers.
Oh yeah, I'm excited to see that, especially like a division matchup and stuff like that. Like I think that's going to be good. It's good NFC. Like this is going to be nice. Two historic teams. I don't want to call the Lions historically good, but I mean, They're
Yeah.
getting there. They're getting there. They were my pick to go to the Super Bowl last year. Of course, I was let down. I was happy to see. I was happy to see how far the Commanders got. Washington really impressed me. More so than Jaden Daniels, though.
I
Do we
play
think that's going to keep rolling, or do we think we're going to see a sophomore slump like we did with CJ?
that. I don't know. I hope not. I want to see them all keep rolling. You know, all these young guys. I hope for their sake that they keep rolling. But it seems like some of these guys have that. The sophomore slump's inevitable. They've taken a full off season to learn these quarterbacks' tendencies and that type of stuff. You know, so I mean, some of it's inevitable, but the ones that are truly the truck and not the trailer will push through. You know.
Yeah. CJ going to bounce back. I mean, I think so.
Yeah.
I think he's got enough weapons, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
They will, and then I think Nico Collins is going to be right up there in the conversation with wide receiver ones this year. As
yeah,
super heavy take, like, yeah, I really foresee him being that guy this
for
year.
sure. Yeah, I mean, I know that CJ is going to be missing Tank Dell, and we all understand that Tank Dell was supposed to be a big part of that offense,
Oh, I totally
but
forgot. Good lord.
what Tank Dell? Yeah, so
Oh,
with the loss of Tank Dell, then they have Jaden Higgins, their rookie this year, who I really really like. Mick got us on that tape and I've told the viewers here that I went and watched the film on Jaden Higgins, and I became a believer. So I don't think even when Tank Dell comes back, Jaden Higgins is going to be out. Jaden Higgins, they have actually got him as in the wide receiver starting position
yeah.
for week one and for this offense. So that's really good for him. But from what I saw from him at training camp, I don't doubt it at all. So Mr. Pigeon Vision, let's get it. Let's go. Check out so I know who these guys are. This is 6 Foot Pigeons. There are some amazing audio creators here on YouTube and TikTok, all across everywhere. Amazing music. If you need some tunes, go check them guys out. They are killing it. Talk to them. Hey, I'm trying to help them out. So we're coming out of the wire. We got 3 more minutes. All right. So looking at, huh?
Kirk's hurt.
Who?
Christian Kirk.
Christian Kirk.
Yeah.
I mean, he was dealing with something.
Yeah, I think
So,
he's not playing. So with him being out, I would definitely be pushing for Higgins or Noel.
oh, it's Higgins for sure. Like
Yeah.
Jaden Higgins, 100%. And then looking at the depth chart for them for the Texans. I mean, so we're gonna have Dalton Schultz tight end. I never was big on Dalton Schultz, but he's okay. He's serviceable.
I
But yeah,
love
Christian Kirk is out, so that speaks volumes for Xavier Hutchinson and maybe Jalen Noel. I think this more Xavier Hutchinson, but if you're digging that deep, like I'm not starting Xavier Hutchinson at
no.
all for the Texans. Like I'm not. The deepest wide receiver I would start would be Jaden Higgins. My guaranteed lock starters. If I drafted quarterback late, now only if I drafted quarterback late, I'm looking at C.J. Stroud, right? And then if you drafted running back late, if you went 0 RB and you're like, oh crap, I'm stuck with Nick Chubb, you're starting Nick Chubb as your flex, right? Okay, I'm not sitting here saying Nick Chubb is bona fide. I'm not saying that at all. Don't hear what I'm not saying. But I think Stroud and Collins are your locked and loaded, ready to go starters,
Yep,
and
yep.
then maybe Jaden Higgins if you have a deep league.
All right. 1 minute, boy.
So 1 minute. If you got the questions, man. All right, here we go. Here we go. We got Swift or Ridley flex PPR.
Swift.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to go starting running back over anything other than elite players. That's a little rule that I play by. It's going to be starting running back
Oh,
over Ridley. I'm going DeAndre Swift.
Ridley's got Surtain this week. Swift.
Hey, there's our boy. Agreed.
Well, it was
Look
mixed
at that.
question.
Oh no. Mick asked Swift or Ridley.
Yeah,
So I'm going. Yeah, we're going DeAndre Swift.
Swift at 100% because Ridley's got Surtain this week.
Yeah, yeah, he's gonna be hurting. So look, that's 12 o'clock right there, everybody. Looks like I'll be swapping over to Red Zone, and I'll be checking it out. Hey, thank you. Hey, we miss you, brother. We miss you.
We miss you. Come home.
We'll get you next Sunday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. That is what we will be doing every Sunday. Okay, so tell all your fantasy bros, all that stuff like that. This is where you come get those start sit questions, get your injury updates, and we will see you on Tuesday for our live show at 9:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, where you will see myself, you will see Mick down here, over here, and then you will see Slayton, Snipes by Slate, bringing you all that good fantasy football content, waiver ads, who we think our rankings are for the week, all that stuff. I will see everybody Tuesday night. From everybody here at Kingmaker Sports, good luck, and let's go win week 1.
Have a good afternoon, guys.